What's up, guys? Welcome to Duly Noted.
What's up?
This is our third episode now.
Third? I didn't think we'd get this far.
I know. We're doing better than I thought.
And now it's our last one.
Oh, that's unfortunate. Sorry. So all you guys that are super dedicated, you've subscribed and, liked our Facebook page, Instagram, TikTok. Yeah.
We had a good run.
It's sorry you had to find out this way. Just kidding. Maybe, I don't know. We'll find out. But no, I think it's been cool. Nick and I were just kind of chatting before the episode, or I was divulging to him a little bit about what our channel has kind of looked like so far, and we've gotten some decent little amount of subscribers on YouTube.
Yeah, I'm thoroughly surprised.
Yeah,
I didn't think we'd have this many until like at least a month and a half in.
Yeah, we're doing pretty good.
So we're on the fast track, man.
I don't know. I feel like we're doing good. I mean, and I feel like it will naturally, organically get traction too. So
I hope so.
That also being said, I sent you that screenshot of that email.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So for those of you that are listening to our podcast, not like just watching on YouTube, apparently our podcast is performing well on Apple Podcast for like the music commentary category,
which is surprising.
Yeah, because it's getting traction. So I'm sure like we're ranked 155, I believe, was what we were ranked, or we showed that we were getting traction. So my guess is that there's 156. Is my is the amount that there actually are. You
stole my joke.
Oh, sorry.
I can't believe you.
I know. I'm sorry.
I thought I could trust you.
I know. I'm sorry. I made that joke on Facebook.
Oh.
I totally did.
Oh. Yeah. Okay. Never mind.
Yeah. But I think it's funny that we're our podcast seems to be performing well on Apple Podcasts, and it's like the least viewed part of our podcast.
Yeah.
We have far more views and outreaches on YouTube and Spotify. So
Apple Podcasts must be really hurting right now.
They must be. Not to say anything poor about anyone that partakes on Apple Podcasts, but it seems that our numbers seem to be our natural listeners seem to gravitate towards YouTube and Spotify is what it seems like. So yeah. So
also a new more evolution in the duly noted world. I got a new flannel. So the past two episodes I wore basically the same thing.
Oh, okay.
And so last week was my birthday, right?
Oh yeah, happy birthday again.
Yes, thank you. You can donate to the channel.
Yeah, donate. Yeah, actually, we should set up a Venmo.
Send your money to my P.O. box at. I couldn't think of a fake address.
So he's already got a P.O. box to have all your Amazon subscriptions.
Yeah,
sent
you got to
to,
prepare for
for when we take off. Yeah.
Yeah. No.
You have all those loyal fans that are. Which I mean, don't get me wrong. I follow people on YouTube, TikTok, and they'll be like, oh, "Thank you so much for all the packages you guys sent me. I love you all so much." You should definitely do that. Like, I will set up a P.O. box for you guys to give us stuff. Like, I'm just throwing that out there. Like,
yeah, and if you address it to me,
it's specifically just Nick.
Yeah,
Tom doesn't need anything at all.
Yeah, I'll be mildly indifferent about it. I won't do the whole, oh my gosh, thank you so much. I won't do that. I'm gonna be like, thank you.
Or like every person that like donates, you like write their name on the wall or something like that. Super obscure.
Oh, that's what we're gonna fill the room with. It's just names on the back
of people
back of the wall.
Subscribe to the channel.
Oh, dude, that's so.
Oh, that's funny, man.
I feel like that's so. I don't know. It's like so 2012, 2013.
Man, there's a ton of people that still do that.
Really?
Though. Yeah, like I mean, there are people that will literally go live on TikTok, and then that's all they do is they write the names on the people that are on live with them. So. It's kind of silly. I think it's kind of silly, yeah. But,
yeah, it's a little silly. It's a little weird. It's a little goofy. It's a little wacky.
Yeah. It is. Yeah. Our Instagram, we just got followed by the St. Joseph Trail Alliance. I'm pretty sure they saw the part about the bike wreck and the trail system last week. So
Tom's gonna be a poster boy for
what not to do at the trail system here in St. Joe. Yeah. Yeah, don't break your collarbone.
I like that. So, before we get into it, anything seem different about me?
You seem
other than
happier.
flannel?
Why do you seem happier?
Well, Look,
What's different, Nick?
This is just a little warning. So this past week, right? I've been working out.
Oh.
So
okay.
if you notice my voice is a little deeper because of the testosterone in my veins, you'll know why.
You get that man voice.
Yes.
You automatically speak down like an octave just because of all the testosterone. You're like,
Dude,
I can bench press 20 pounds. What's up? Yeah.
Well, for my talking voices, it's mostly like it's like mid range. If I talked in my lower voice and I went an octave below that, we'd be hitting like brown note territory, man.
I feel like I've got a pretty. I mean, I don't want to say I have like a deep voice, but like I've always was told that like I had a voice for radio, and I said, here we are, we're doing a podcast, so that's internet radio for you. So,
more evolution.
Yeah, you guys be the judge of that. So, but yeah, so
well, I want to get into it.
Okay, let's get into it.
Before we anything music related, because I do have something music related this week, as you know, as always,
yeah.
Episode 1. So this week I'm into first episode. I was like, I'm into some really nerdy stuff.
Okay,
I really am, and this past week I've been I got a new hobby.
A new hobby, like not just something like an entirely new hobby. Okay.
Yeah, it's a new hobby.
Okay.
So I don't know much about it, other than it's like it's like model figures, except like weeb.
Like anime figures.
Yeah, but not like it's like I think it's called like Gundam.
Oh, really? Okay. Yeah.
So
the giant robots. Yeah.
Yeah, except like so you get them in these like kits, and they come in like these.
Oh, the model kits. Yeah, where you like put them together.
Don't patronize me.
No, I know exactly what you're talking about.
I thought you were.
I haven't bought any, but I have seen them, so I know what you're talking about.
You should buy one.
I should buy a Gundam.
Yeah. So I think it was like a couple weeks ago when maybe like 3 or 4 when I got my first one. I didn't think too much of it. I was just like, whatever. Because it takes like 4 to 5 hours just to put together.
Yeah, I mean, there's like a whole community, not just of like Gundam builders, but like model builders in general. Like there's guys that do like just cars, and they do like old antique, like vintage cars and stuff like that. So there's a huge community of people that do model building, basically.
Yeah. So a couple, and I've seen it, and I'm like, so I filled like all my Instagram feeds with like all these like Gundam like builders, and I absolutely love it. They're so cool, man.
Yeah,
they're so cool, but it's like going to the Hobby Lobby for Gundam is kind of.
I know exactly. Well, I know about.
You get like it makes you feel weird. It gives you the ick.
That's how I know about the model Gundams is from Hobby Lobby, because I go through and you may or may not know. Not only do I collect guitars, but I collect Star Wars Pop Funkos.
He collects Funko Pops,
whatever you want to call them. I don't know. It's a terrible addiction. Like guitars and those alone, like I have a sickness. I need to stop.
Well, I was telling Tom when I first saw them, I was like, that's a red flag. But now I feel like I've got my own red flag now.
It's you know what? As long as my wife doesn't hate me for it. Like she's super nerdy, and like we get her like a set of 2. Like she gets really into the anime ones, so we've got a shelf in there for anime ones. But so it's kind of like as long as your partner or significant other is okay with it, go for it.
That's why I'm single.
I know. I was gonna say. So whenever you end up getting a girlfriend, you gotta we gotta lean her in, and be like, okay.
If it comes down to the Gundams or my girlfriend. I'm gonna have to make the hard decision and say,
you're just like, and yeah, I'm just okay. I'll do this. I will cut this girl from my life.
Exactly. But I back on topic. It's it feels weird like going into Hobby Lobby to get these and I like I think it was like first week where I was like, Tom's financially reckless.
Yeah.
I've spent quite a bit on this for just plastic, and because I got all the materials. I got like these clippers to get like
Gotta get the
things
clippers.
out.
Gotta get the glue.
I got the glue. I got the paint brushes. I got a paint
So
set.
do you paint them too?
I started.
Okay, cool.
I started. It looks like ish. It does.
So like, do they give you the option to like putting stickers on them, decals on them, or painting them?
So they all come with stickers, but there's like different like grades. There's high grades, so that's like the cheapest models. So those are gonna run you like $20 to $30,
Okay.
or like 15 to 30. But and then you have the real grades, and those are gonna run you like 40 to 80. And then you got your master grades, which is like the highest, which is probably gonna run you like 40 to like 150
for a single model.
Yes.
That is,
which is like hard to see, but like when you put like, because recently I've done 3 so far, and I'm working on my 3rd, and this is the one I'm painting.
Okay.
And so
painting that takes a long time to develop that skill. Like
it sucks.
Well, I mean, if you're unexperienced and you've never done it before, like
That's me.
Yeah. Well, I mean, see, not to say you're bad or anything.
No, you can. Well, if you saw it, you would be like, whoa.
Because I have a 3D printer, so like I follow a bunch of people that like make like models and stuff, and then they'll shape them and paint them, and they'll look like amazing. So, but it takes them forever to sand, get it, you got to fill it with putty and do all this random stuff to make the surface feel good, and then you've got to like strategically paint, and I've not been educated enough on how to do any of that stuff. So
like
it's a whole nother level, man.
Yeah, like going like on all the stuff I had to get. So I got like the paints, I got a primer, which I blew through a whole can of primer just priming this thing, which next time I'm gonna like do it in bigger chunks, because I did it piece by piece, because that's how I was like seeing people do it. And so yeah, an $8 can of primer, so that's $8 just
gone.
Yeah. And then I got what's called alligator clips.
Okay.
It's like they're like clips like on like sticks. So you like clip them, and then you can like just paint it without like holding it.
Okay.
And obviously you have to get the kit, which was like $20. But and then I got a wet palette, some and paintbrushes, and some like little plastic cups and all that. And sanding papers. That was another.
So do you know the hack with Hobby Lobby?
What's that?
Every other week, your item is on sale.
Well, yeah. And so here's also because I went on one of those weeks, because that's the only time I get these kits is when they're on sale. So, but like the supplies are not on sale. Those were full price, which that was like easily $100. Just
gonzo.
See ya. But the kits, they do sales on those, 40% off. Saved like, I mean, I spent like $100 on kits.
So it would have been like $200 almost.
Yes. So, but I saved quite a bit. I got like a couple like some like high grades, and I got a real grade, which I'm really excited to put together once I am all right. Because right now my sanding technique sucks, my clipping technique sucks, my painting technique sucks. So this is I'm hoping like when I get one done, like this one that I'm painting, I'll bring it in, just
put it right there.
Yeah,
put it on the channel.
Then you can check it out.
Oh, hey, what's up, bro? Like, how you doing?
More progress. Exactly. Well, if it looks good. If it looks like garbage, I mean,
you will get better after time. Well, I mean, and see, I'll do like, I don't do it very often because they're expensive, like the Lego sets.
Yeah. So I got this really cool Lego set, which I'm gonna go off topic here, but it's the jazz quartet. It's so cool.
I want to get Star Wars related. They have a BD1. If any of you guys are like video game players, there's a Jedi, the Fallen Order. There's a little robot that follows you around. I want that. It looks so cool.
I like the. I'm really for the longest time I was into like in my Instagram feed, it was like these mini like builds. Like I forget what they're called, but like like taking small pieces and like making like dioramas of them. And Lego's got like I think it's called like the Trench Run. That one looks pretty cool.
That does.
I
look
did
cool.
want that one, but $70, man.
See, well, there's like 2 or 3 of the heads that they have. I've got the Boba Fett one over there, so I want to get like the Scout Leader one, the Dark Trooper, and then I want to get the BD one. The BD one, that's a massive. It's almost like a scale replica size Lego build of it. So that's one that it's a goal to do down the road. But anyway,
like, expensive hobbies, man.
Yeah. Well, I mean, expensive hobbies. So like Pop Funkos. Is it Funko Pop or Pop Funko? I've bought so many of these, I don't even know still. I have no idea.
Well, but like, what I like about the Gundam is that like you can, and I'm leading it back to this. Don't worry. But like, you can make it, you can put as much value into it as you want to.
Yeah.
Right. So it's not like you just buy the kit and you do it and then it's done. There's nothing else you can do.
Yeah.
But with like Funko Pops, it's just in the box. Like some of them, people just keep them in the box.
And see, like I'm just a giant Star Wars enthusiast in general. So like, my whole studio room is dedicated to music and Star Wars, basically. Yep. So like, my wall of Funko Pops.
It's a wall.
It is a wall. And but I don't keep them in boxes because I have no intention of reselling them. They're just literally Star Wars decoration that I like.
I can't imagine doing that, but with the Funko Pops, it's you just buy them and that's it. But I mean, what I like about this is putting the work into it and like maybe you might make something cool from it.
Yeah, it's a hobby. Yeah,
and I say a hot maybe because right now it really feels like I'm wasting my time on it.
Well, and see, I don't consider collecting Funko Pops a hobby. It's a collection. I just collect them.
Yeah.
So I don't really do anything outside them. I'd rather just owning them and putting them on display. So I don't really have any intrinsic value as in like other than look at this cool nerdy stuff I have. So that's basically it in a nutshell.
Same. Yeah. But that's this conversation about Gundam has gone on too long.
Well, here I'll slightly tear it back. So
do it.
In talking about bad financial habits.
Yeah, we're good at those.
I obviously spend money on Funko Pops, Funko Pops. We're gonna say Funko Pops. I spend way too much on those. This last week, I think I bought. Well, and granted, one of them, granted, one of those is it's a 5-piece set.
5-piece.
It's a 5-piece set, and my wife was with me, and I said, "Can I get this?" She said, "Do you want to wrap it as a Christmas gift?" I said, "Deal."
Dude.
So I got 10 alone this last week, and one of them, one of the 5-piece set, it's going to be a Christmas gift. So just kind of spreading it out a little bit. But that also being said, financially, and you probably won't relate to this yet, but I have a terrible hobby or habit, not a hobby, a habit of buying gear and guitars. And
sounds like a hobby to me.
Well, it doesn't sound like a problem, but like guitars are way more expensive than Funko Pops. So like this past week, I bought a second Paranormal series Tornado.
And this was just absolutely adorable. You wanted us to match.
I didn't really want it. I was if you bought it, that would have been like, oh, now we have a matching set.
Yeah.
But realistically, I was like, I want that one. Like, I want them both. So now I have two.
Well, now I'm just waiting for you to get the slime green.
The Strat, yeah.
So that you'll sell your other Strat to me.
Well, and see, I'll probably sell that Strat before I get the other one.
Really?
Yeah. See, he's eyeballing it. He's like salivating right now. So.
And that's not part of. That's not a condition. But yeah, because recently I've been like last week we talked about for a lengthy
that Player Plus Strat came in,
and I've still been eyeing it. It's pretty sexy.
Yeah.
But now I'm just kind of like I just want a Fender, man.
Yeah.
And I think that'd be a cool one.
Well, and see,
And if you're selling it, I would, for less, I would, it's got a story. Like, just having it being a shop and it's brand new, that doesn't have story, man.
Yeah. Well, and
got to continue the legacy.
That Strat I bought off another local musician, so it wasn't one that like came into the store. I'm sure it probably came into the store at some point, but the guy came in trying to sell it, and the shop owner he was like, "Yeah, I'm not really buying anything right now." And I went and talked to the guy. I said, "Man, how much you want to sell it for?" And he said, "Well, I want this amount." And he's like, "But you sold me a PA." I said, "Yeah, I remember that." He said, "You took $100 off that PA, didn't you?" I said, "Yeah, I did." He said, "I'll take $100 off right now." So he gave me a deal because I gave him a deal on like this sound equipment, and I was like, "Dude, that guy, he's classy, man. He's my BFF," because that guitar has like been my.
So where's my $100 off?
You haven't given me a deal. You got to give me a deal.
I give you a deal.
Yeah, you got to give me $100 deal. Tell you what, you buy me that BD1 Lego.
That'll be
it's $100. So.
That'll be your Christmas present.
Hey, I'll take it. I'll take it on heartbeat, dude.
Are we gonna do Christmas presents on the podcast?
We should. That would be funny.
That'd be really cool.
Except like it's a gag gift. So like, and so like, bro, I got you a Strat, and you're like, really? But then it's like the ornament. Like it's just the.
I wish I wasted this gift on somebody I don't talk to anymore, because it's. So we have like a five and below store in our town, and they used to have these. I don't know if they do anymore. Every time I've gone, I haven't found them, so maybe they do, but they just have these. They always have these RC cars, like RC anything, remote control anything. They just have those, but there was one. It was called the Pile Driver, and it was just a remote control just poop swirl.
Oh my gosh, bro! I would have just kept that. I wouldn't have gave that away.
But it was $5, so I gave this person 2 of them.
What?
And I really wish I had it, because it's the greatest thing. Because control, and it makes like farting noises when you press a button. But it's so good. But they don't sell them anymore, I don't think, and I'm really upset.
Oh my gosh! So I am truly like a 13-year-old boy. My wife, just anytime like we're on TikTok and she's like anything that has to do with like poop or farts, she like sends it to me, and I like incessant can't stop laughing because it's ridiculous. So now I'm just thinking in the back of my head all of these scenarios that we could do with these.
Oh, dude. If I find them, I'll buy one.
Oh my gosh, that's beautiful.
But if we should do that'll be a video idea.
Do another
Christmas
time.
Christmas gift opening.
Yeah. Well, wrap things, kind of tie things back to buying gear a little bit.
You say you're gonna tie this back to Gundam?
I mean, we can't.
No, don't.
Well, being like financially irresponsible with like money and gear and like. Yeah. I told myself, like, I'm done buying guitars. I told myself this over the summer. Like, I bought this. I put in an order for a Gretsch guitar. And
it's really nice.
It's super beautiful.
It's
so good. And I told myself, I said, okay,
we do have matching Gretches though.
We do. Well, maybe.
Sorta.
Kind of. Yeah, I think
mine's got a cooler color.
I don't know. I like mine. I think mine's pretty sexy. But anyway. But so like back in June, I told myself, okay, I ordered this guitar, no more guitars. The week that the Gretsch shows up, which I ordered it in June, it showed up like this last month.
And Gretsch is just a brand of guitar.
Yeah. Gretsch is a brand of guitar. It's they typically deal in like semi-hollows or full hollow body guitars.
Meaning it's just like hollowed out.
Yeah. They're super cool. But I ordered it. The week that it showed up, my buddy sold me back that Strat. I bought that contemporary Telly off of you.
Yep.
The Gretsch showed up. And now, not even a month later, I bought this other Paranormal Tornado. So I told myself that I was like, no more buying guitars. And within a span of 2 months, I bought 4.
I'd say that's pretty good.
That's terrible. That's like, I said, I'm done buying guitars. And then
I did, because that Telly I sold you, that was kind of like a rash decision. I was just like, I thought I liked it, but then I got it home.
See, they're so cool. Well,
they are.
I told myself if they had stuck around the store, I was going to buy one. And I wanted the gunmetal gray. I didn't want the white one.
Which was the color I had.
Yeah, or gunmetal green gray.
Yeah, it's kind of like
a
bluish green. It's like turquoise maybe.
But it's super cool. But we had 2 of them come in. You bought the first one, and then you have to wait 30 days as an employee before you can buy gear, and
get it like a really sweet discount.
Yeah, you get a sweet discount, but it was like day 28, and someone bought the second one, and I was like, oh, bro. So it was like devastating. So when Nick threw out the idea of buying this other one off of him, I wanted to buy it, but like I'd already committed to buying my Strat back, so I was like, I want it, but can you take bits of string for today, sir? Like it was one of those things. Like, well, no, I can't. But eventually, he weaned me down enough, and I bought it off of him.
Yeah, because I just wanted to get rid of it because it was I'd never played it, and I have another one is like a Les Paul like Epiphone that I'm trying to also sell, which I don't know what I'm gonna do with that one because I want to sell that one to get some money for like a nicer Strat.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I don't really. I need to post it on Reverb or something.
Oh well, it's a continuing struggle. Buying gear, selling gear. For all the guys that are watching, if you are a musician and you have what they call it, gear acquisition syndrome, or whatever you want to call it, gear addiction syndrome, it's real, man. It's a non-stop sickness, and like
I don't feel that way about guitars. If the shoe fits right, but pedals. I do love some pedals, and I don't have the best collection. I've got some. Yeah. Which is better than my...
Well, and see, pedals, that's one thing that I tend to buy and sell more than anything else. Mm-hmm. Like, because guitars, I seem to hold on to those a lot longer than I do pedals. Pedals, I think there's a whole community of guys that are just constantly buying and selling, trying out. They're trying to get that sick sound, that tone.
But I don't, there's something cool about them.
Yeah.
Just like, I don't know, but I don't like this like tone supremacy like ideal that's been going on. Like there's this pedal, it's basically a dual overdrive, called the King of Tone.
Okay.
I don't know if you've heard of it. It's got a 5-year waiting list.
What? A 5-year waiting list?
Yeah.
Dear Lord.
So
is it like hand wired or something? Like
no. It's just that many people want it.
That's insane. How much does it cost?
Well, if you're trying to buy like from like a reseller, you're gonna throw like $800 at it for this, but because normally it costs like $300, $350 maybe.
But they're reselling it, and and that's what a ton
that's my
of people.
Problem with it.
Well, that's what like Chase Bliss and Empress, they got together and they made that preamp pre-K MK Mark II. You remember that?
Yeah.
It was originally a $699 pedal, but it was so sought after, and like you could get distortion fuzz. It had a built-in preamp, so it was just a really sick, and it had automated faders. So like you could just click a preset and it'd shift your faders and give you a different EQ, different tone. But scalpers, within the release of that pedal, they bought all of them and then they resold them because they knew it was going to be a hot pedal. They resold them immediately for $2,000, like $2,100. Like it was ridiculous, and no one could get their hands on one because all these scalpers bought them and just tried to resell them for, outrageous prices.
It's just so frustrating, dude. Yeah. It's like it's just one of those aspects that's like killing,
Yeah.
Like guitar in general is
well, I mean you get concert tickets are the same way though.
True, but
which now there's a better system for it. But like I remember when trying to get like tickets to, I want to say like 21 Pilots or something, but just something like a really hot item. Scalper was just go in and buy all the tickets. Now you have to do a verified pre-sale, and you're only allotted like 2 tickets or 4 tickets or something like that. So it's a little bit better contained now, but still super annoying.
Yeah, it sucks, but because I do like the pedals, and I like Cause like but I also don't get like people who swear up and down by like vintage gear.
Yeah,
I think that's like the dumbest thing.
Well, I think it's silly because you have the purists of the world who are always like, you got to have 2 amps or you got to have this.
And they're all blues guitarists.
Back to the
They
the
all are.
blues
I
players.
swear, they all are.
Oh, that's so funny. All right, well,
Episode 2.
yeah, episode 2 recap there. Yeah, Nick hates blues players.
I do.
Yeah, it was just, oh gosh, it's so funny. But tell you what, let's try to wrap it up a little bit. I do have a kind of eventful weekend. I've got I teach a rock academy class. Nick's helped out a couple times.
This past week I didn't help out so much, but
that's all right. But we get to I teach these kids how to play rock songs, and I basically developed a curriculum, and we do this
it's
excursion.
like a program they have through like the store.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. So
I think it's cool.
Yeah, it basically lets kids like start a rock band. So we're doing that this weekend. Something that you probably don't know that I'm going to do. And so moving forward on our podcast, I'm gonna start publishing them on Mondays. So
really,
yeah. So by the time this airs, that concert will have happened. We'll have had the weekend done. So that way people can kind of listen throughout the week. And
can you do that? Because I think it took you like at least Wednesday to post it, right?
I had the second one ready. The first episode, it took a little bit longer, but I was gone on a retreat that weekend.
That's true.
So yeah, I was the first episode I released in the middle of the week. But yeah, moving forward, I'm going to try to shell these out and have them posted by Monday, so you, the fantabulous listeners, can enjoy it and partake on it throughout the week. So, but yeah, I think this is a good point to wrap up. I guess I think so.
Already?
Yeah, we've been talking for far longer than you think, probably.
What?
Yeah, no. Our clock's off, so we can't see.
I think it's only been like 30 minutes.
Well, 30 minutes is a good point to wrap up.
Really?
Yeah.
Already?
Yeah.
I got one more.
We're at one more. One more and we'll wrap up.
What? So I want to talk about some albums real quick.
Okay.
So the way I listen to an album is, whenever I go somewhere, like, because my dad lives like an hour away.
Okay.
And so or like 45 minutes, but it's like the perfect like length to listen to an album.
Mm-hmm. And
then like one song that I'm like, all right, I want to listen to that. Then it's perfect. So recently I've just been like kind of thinking about like albums in general. What do you consider like a perfect album? Like from top to bottom, like what do you consider like a 10 out of 10?
A 10 out of, well,
because I've got a couple.
There are a few albums, and when you say a perfect album, in my mind, it is a song where you don't skip any songs.
Yes.
Every single song you think is a banger in your head, or it has some kind of intrinsic value to it. Like you get something from the song. Right off the top of my head, I have 2 albums.
Okay.
Which I've talked about one last week. The Beautiful Letdown by Switchfoot.
Switchfoot.
Yeah, I know Switchfoot. Yeah, but that song has some really, really impactful songs. I think a lot of those are really good. They have a positive outlook towards them. Another great album is this Wildlife's Clouded album. It's acoustic songs, and they tell a story, and they're really compelling, and it makes you question about relationships and is this healthy? Am I the toxic person in this relationship, or is this relationship toxic in general? So it kind of has those thought-provoking questions, and then it like circles around like love and relationships. So, oh no, Nick's dying.
Keep talking.
So yeah, Nick's got to go blow his nose because he was so moved by that story. He knew that me talking about relationships and him being single, he knew that he just couldn't deal with being alone anymore.
I have a really gnarly sneeze coming on, man. I don't know.
He's like, he can feel the tingle. He's like, I can sense it happening, pa. But yeah, don't die, Nick. Don't die.
It hurts, man.
It hurts.
No, it's oh my god. Okay, I think I'm good now.
Okay, so what? Those were kind of two albums for me that I think are really good. What's another one for you?
So I bring this up because a lot of people like kind of really, because the album I listen to. So this one I'm thinking about doing every week, an album of the week.
Okay.
Nick's album of the week, because that's normally what I do. I listen to like an album every single week, no matter what. Like it just happens that way. But recently I listened to the Nevermind album by Nirvana.
Okay.
And I don't know. Everybody says it was like game changing. I don't know. I mean, yeah, I'll admit there's some good songs on it, but like top to bottom, it's just not like as good as everybody says.
I don't know that I would say Nirvana has necessarily any perfect unskippable songs. I mean, I think there's definitely some good ones on their songs, but I don't think there's any perfect albums that they would have. I mean, that's just my opinions. I know people are going to disagree with that, but
like, it's, this is a very touchy subject because, a lot of people that don't listen to Nirvana feel strongly about them.
Yeah.
So, because I've listened to all the albums, In Utero is, there's some good songs on that one, Nevermind.
You know what? Audioslave's first self-titled album. I think that's another banger.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Yeah.
But I listened to it, and honestly, like by the end of it, I was just like, half of these, maybe, I don't know, like the ones that I can remember off the top of my head, obviously you got Smells Like Teen Spirit,
Yeah. One of the most influential songs ever.
Does
played.
It deserve 1 billion views on Spotify? I don't know. It's good, but
you have to think of it a different way. It's talking about like, is a song good? The 90s, that was the grunge era. So that was one of the most influential songs of the early 90s.
Yeah.
So Kurt Cobain, he only made it 93, 94.
Yeah.
Yeah. So like within that spurt, Smells Like Teen Spirit, Heart-Shaped Box, What's some of the other ones?
Well, I'm gonna keep it on the Nevermind album.
Yeah.
So yeah, Come As You Are, In Bloom, Lithium.
Which those I would say a lot of those are still pretty solid. Like those are very
maybe Drain You.
That one's not as popular. Like Lithium's really solid. Come As You Are, Smells Like Teen Spirit. Those are all staple Nirvana songs. So and they're off of that album. So
But the rest. There's like 13 songs on that album, maybe 14, but the rest are just, I mean,
yeah.
What? I don't know. It's
what's your favorite like all time? Not just off of that. Well, what's your favorite off of that album, and then your all time favorite Nirvana song?
My favorite off of that album is probably In Bloom.
In Bloom, okay.
Which is funny because that song is directed towards people like me.
Yeah,
it's I'm self-aware, but
mine I think Smells Like Teen Spirit is probably my favorite off of that album. What's your overall Nirvana song?
Ultimate Nirvana probably Serve the Servants.
Yeah,
I think that's their best song.
Penny Royalty.
That's a good one.
That one's my favorite one. I don't know why it is, but I just remember listening to it as a teenager and like, I love this song.
Yeah. No, my Serve the Servants is like that's really one of the only songs off of In Utero that I'll like constantly go back to.
Yeah.
Other than maybe what is it? Heart-Shaped Box, obviously. Silence Apprentice.
Yeah.
That one, it's those two, the first one and the last one. So funny, but from the Bleach album, I do like the song is called School. Give it a listen. It is really good.
Okay.
It's only like 2.5 minutes long. But it's
some of them are short. Some of them are short. Some of them are long. So it just kind of depends on whatever you're listening to.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
But so I wanted to bring up that. But for me, some perfect albums. I got a couple.
Okay.
The OK Computer album by Radiohead. I think that's from My favorite song off that album is called Airbag. Really good one, and that's the first track. And then you have Paranoid Android. You know, it's Paranoid Android that's an experience.
Okay.
It's a really good song.
See, I haven't listened to some of these, so I need to go check them out.
I would recommend listening to this album like in its entirety, top to bottom.
Like in very intentfully, just trying to like
whether it's because, like I said, I listen to these albums when I'm driving down, going to my dad's house. So I'm like kind of listening, but like it's from top to bottom. It's a good listen. Some other ones probably the Black Parade album is
really.
I consider that a perfect album.
I think it's
objectively, and this is not even subjective. I think that's just a perfect album.
I think Teenagers, Famous Last Words. Famous Last Words is my favorite song off that album. That's I think that I'd say there's 5 solid songs off that album.
I'm a sucker for my favorite song of the album is the first track. It's called Dead. Just Dead exclamation point. But just like the whole theme of that, it just all works so well together.
Yeah.
Like no, it's the first track is The End. And then it goes and the second track is Dead.
So one album that I was a guilty pleasure whenever it came out, circa like 2005, 6, which I think the album flows still to this day very well. I very much consider it butt rock. Breaking Benjamin's Diary of Jane.
Really?
That whole album, it has one giant flow of continuity. And so they were very methodical when they made that album. I don't think to this day it still holds up, but whenever it was released, I think the way that they made it and produced it just flowed seamlessly.
Yeah, and what I try to distinguish is like because there's albums like there's a band I've been listening to called Royal Blood, and they're more recent. You really need to check them out. They're interesting. Their first album is I wouldn't call that a perfect album. It's really good because all the tracks each track is really good in its own right, but like as a whole they don't really mesh together.
Okay.
And that's what like some albums like the Black Parade album that like that's like a whole experience, not just like listen to each song one by one and it paints a better picture.
Yeah, I'm trying to think like going back to my teenage years whenever I would cycle through all of my CDs and be like, what was the one that, you know what? I've got 2 CDs from one group.
Really?
Linkin Park.
Hybrid
Theory, Meteora.
I was expecting those.
Those, because like thinking back, all of those were super slapper songs. Like I mean, a lot of people that listen to that, they can recite every word of every single track off those albums. So I mean, granted, they're not as big as they are, as they were, 5-10 years ago.
But they're still recognizable.
Yeah. But during those times, man, I think those were considered probably near perfect records, I would say.
That, because normally what I try to differentiate is like influential versus quality, and I usually try and I feel like Linkin Park was influential rather than
they're kind of their own thing. Well, it's because I mean you can't.
I really just hate like the new metal anything like
yeah. Well, I mean anything nowadays it's not it's all weird, but like they were kind of the.
What's that band song Freak on a Leash? What's that band?
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
New metal band.
Yeah.
Shoot, man, but I just hate new metal.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, I haven't really listened to Marilyn Manson, but he's still part of that.
Yeah, but I mean, it's
But like Linkin Park and all those.
They were another band that kind of pushed the envelope musically at that time because no one else was really doing rock, alternative rock, metal, and like rap at the same time. So they kind of like paved the way for now these new generations and
which there's a good point because I absolutely hate Papa Roach. I cannot. I cannot stand it.
Yeah, he's on TikTok too. So if you see this, hey,
oh my
we
gosh.
hate you.
But yeah, what's the song that everybody knows?
He's like a dude in his 50s, and he's got the spiky hair, like he's still emo, or maybe he's not 50 or whatever, but he's a grown adult.
It's well, because my cousin went to go see him when they came around, and I was like, dude, you'd have to pay me to go see him with all the other like middle-aged dads who in that crowd that are just kind of shambling around, beer in hand. I don't know. It's just not, does not sound like an enjoyable experience because they only have one song that everybody knows, and I can't think of it, and it's bothering me.
Papa Roach?
Yes.
They had 2 songs.
If you say
cut my life into pieces. Yes. This is my last resort.
Yeah, the suffocation song.
Suffocation, no breathing. My favorite part is the parody song. Yeah, they do the cut my life into pizza. This is my plastic fork, and like they just make that's how much of a meme you are, dude. Just letting you know.
But
anyway, let's wrap up there because I'm sure we're pretty close to an hour at this point. So
I don't think so, man. You want to take?
All right,
we'll take bets.
Okay, here we're gonna take bets. We're going to see if we are over the 50-minute mark.
I think it's 45 minutes.
I bet we're over 50. Let's find out.
We'll see.
Let's see. Internet, where are we? 47.
Yeah. Okay. I knew it.
He just knew in the belly of his stomach.
But okay, last remarks. Give OK Computer a listen if you haven't.
OK
Perfect
Computer.
album.
Okay.
What was it? Black Parade. Give that a listen. Those are peak perfect albums. That's what I think.
In your opinion, yeah.
But
subjective.
I'm objectively correct.
It's like I'm not saying everyone is wrong, but you are.
But I would put this from like albums that each track is really good. I would put Siamese Dream and Gish from Smashing Pumpkins.
Okay.
And I wouldn't even put like I know everybody says Melancholy is a good album.
It's got some popular songs.
It's got popular songs. I wouldn't
say the whole album's good.
But I think Siamese Dream is better.
Yeah.
Siamese Dream does not get the credit it deserves. So gives that a listen. And I've got what else have I been listening to? Probably shoot. You say one while I'm thinking.
Well, my perfect albums are Switchfoot, Beautiful Letdown, this Wildlife Clouded CD. I would say the Meteora and Hybrid Theory from Linkin Park. I think those are really good overall CDs. Things that I'm listening to recently, it's different. I'm getting into like a instrumental like prog metal thing. I Built the Sky. That's one of the bands that I've been listening to recently. They're really cool. There's no words. It's not like super heavy where it's just like blast beats the whole time. Like it's actually melodic. So I do enjoy that. But yeah, that's kind of what I've been listening to recently.
I just remembered it. Color and the Shape, Foo Fighters. That's also another perfect album. And that's like
objectively.
Yes, objectively. If you disagree, you're objectively wrong.
You can disagree all you want, but
just know that
you're still wrong.
Yeah. So anyway, that's for today.
Okay, well, cool. Thank you guys so much for listening. We're close to an hour. We're a little better this time. We're not quite at an hour. I think you're probably right. I probably did try to cut us a little too early the first time.
You probably cut us off at like 30 minutes.
Yeah, well,
which there wouldn't have been anything wrong with that.
Yeah, I think our ideal episode length is like within that 30 to 45 minute range. I think.
Which once we figure that out, that's when we're gonna start raking in the big bucks.
Yeah, we don't know how to shut up. Still, you're like, guys, can you talk about something other than
Gundam?
Yeah. It's all right because next thing we'll know I'll be talking about all of the subcategories of Star Wars.
I'm hoping
and
next
Lord
week I'm gonna have my my first Gundam built, and I'm just gonna place them right here, not say anything.
Yeah.
And we'll see.
Okay. If it looks like doo-doo, the internet will tell you.
Yeah, it's going to.
All right. So wrap this up for today. going off of your idea. I think this is a cool idea to maybe kind of pique interest. If you guys are watching this episode and you have stuck around this long, one, thank you. You guys are rock stars. Yeah, it's always a journey where we get excited to see all you guys interacting and liking and subscribing. It keeps growing, which is super good.
Yeah.
What are some of your guys' favorite albums? What do you think subjectively is a perfect album that you guys like? Objectively, you're
I'm
wrong,
going to disagree.
Yeah. But we appreciate you guys so much for watching. We will talk to you guys later and see you next week.
Awesome. Yeah. Thank you.
See ya.
See ya.